So I was reading this fantastic blog post by Aaron Tay the other day, and it posed a question that really stuck with me. We're all trying so hard to get better at fighting misinformation, spotting fake news. But what if the very skills we're learning have this hidden downside?
And that's really the core question, isn't it? We look at fact-checking as our shield, our main weapon against this incredibly chaotic and messy information world we live in. But could that shield be making us, well, a little too sure of ourselves? It's a thought that's definitely worth digging into.
Okay, so first, let's just set the stage a bit. Over the last few years, there's been this really great push to arm everybody, especially students, with better tools to navigate the internet. And it's a huge leap forward in how we think about information literacy.
What you're seeing here is a really fundamental change. A lot of us probably learned something like the CRAAP method. It's that slow, kind of clunky checklist you go through for a single source. But the new way of thinking, which is championed by folks like Mike Caulfield, is called the SIFT framework. It's way faster, it's more dynamic, and it basically mimics what professional fact-checkers actually do. They read laterally. They quickly open up other tabs, check other sources, and see what the consensus is. It's a much better fit for the internet today.
Now, SIFT has a very specific and super valuable goal. It's designed to help us figure out, quickly, is this claim legit and what do the experts generally agree on? It's an amazing skill for just being an informed person in the world. But, and here's where the story takes a little bit of a turn, is that all it's being used for?
And right here, we get to the heart of the article's argument. The author, Aaron Tay, brings up what he calls a nagging concern. In all our excitement to teach these great new skills, we might be accidentally creating this overconfidence trap.
The problem really boils down to this. Are we accidentally stamping out epistemic humility? Now that's a big fancy phrase, but all it really means is being aware of the limits of your own knowledge. The worry is that if we teach people they can quickly verify anything, we might make them think they can solve these incredibly complex debates without having any real deep expertise.
And this isn't just some abstract theory. The post gives two really clear examples of this in action. First, picture this. Students are trying to resolve a serious, complicated academic debate. And how do they do it? They just look up the H-index of the professors involved. That's a metric for publications, and they just assume whoever has the higher number must be right. See? They're using a simple tool to try and solve a deeply complex problem.
The second example is, wow, it is so relevant right now. You get an answer from an AI chatbot and you think, is this right? So you ask 3 other chatbots, and they all say the same thing. That feels like lateral reading, that feels like SIFT, doesn't it? But it's a total fallacy, it's a trap. Because those AI models, they're mostly trained on the very same data. They are not independent sources. It's more like they're different mouths all speaking from the same brain, which creates this powerful and potentially misleading echo chamber.
All right, so if that's the trap, how do we avoid it? How do we use this powerful tool without getting tricked? The solution, the author suggests, is all about understanding that there are 2 totally different mindsets when we go to do research.
And this right here is the absolute key. We have to learn to separate these 2 jobs. On one hand, you have the information consumer. That's most of us most of the time. Our goal is to quickly check a fact, find the expert consensus, and for that job, SIFT is the perfect tool. But on the other hand, you have the academic researcher, and their goal is, well, it's pretty much the opposite. Their job is to question the consensus, to poke holes in it, and to build something new that might even change it. For a researcher, finding the consensus isn't the end of their work. It's the very beginning.
This quote from the author just nails it. He points out that even something like a systematic review, which is kind of like the ultimate academic version of SIFT, isn't treated as the final word. No way. It's seen as the starting point for new questions, for pushing knowledge forward. It's meant to open up debates, not just shut them down.
So this brings us to the final takeaway. It's not about tossing out these awesome new tools. It's about getting smart and using them with a bit of wisdom. It's about knowing when to use them and when not to.
We just have to remember what the tool was built for. SIFT was never, ever designed to wade into legitimate scientific arguments or to explore the very edges of what we know. Its real strength is in the everyday, in checking the claims we run into online, not in challenging entire scientific paradigms.
This example from the article is it's perfect. Seriously, think about it. If you were living back in Galileo's time and you decided to use the SIFT method, you read laterally, you look for the consensus, what would you find? Every single expert, every reputable source, every major institution would have told you without a doubt that the sun revolves around the Earth. SIFT would have given you the consensus view, and that consensus would have been completely wrong. It just shows so clearly why it's the wrong tool for that kind of job.
So the solution has to be more nuanced. Step 1, yes, absolutely we need to teach the how, the practical skills of using a tool like SIFT. But step 2 is just as crucial. We have to teach the when and the why. And maybe the most important lesson of all is step 3, teaching the humility to know when a question is just too big for a quick search, and that it's not just okay, but actually a sign of wisdom to stop and say, you know what, I don't know.
And that really leaves us with a final question to chew on. We should all be proud that we're learning these new skills to navigate the world. But it's worth asking ourselves honestly, are we using our fact-checking ability as the powerful, specific tool it was meant to be? Or has it sometimes become a trap of overconfidence, making us feel like we have a simple answer for a deeply complex world? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.